Everything, the coaching staff, they've talked about a couple of times as far as Kyrie. How would they look at Kyrie based on his past and everything? They talked about him having a clean slate. Sean is, and the rest of the organization, they're trying to make sure these guys are very, very comfortable. And, of course, it should be Kevin Durant's decision after a number of other things. And I think one of the key components to Kevin Durant even deciding that he was going to continue playing basketball in Brooklyn, with as far as his career, was their team doctor. He's very comfortable with his team doctor. He performed a surgery on him earlier, a procedure on his foot when he had the Jones fracture. And now when he ruptures his Achilles, the same doctor, his personal doctor, is the team doctor. So he'll be released as far as for physical therapy. He'll be released for on-the-court activity by his own personal doctor. Also, the doctor's traveling around with the team, so it's not as if you're on the road with the team, you have to fly somewhere else, California, go to Dr. Andrews in Birmingham or something to be able to get a checkup. No, he's able to check on you and to monitor your progress as far as you're working out with the trainers, working out there with the coaching staff, and ultimately, KD, do you feel comfortable? And when he feels comfortable, because the Nets are very, very fortunate in this situation. They saw the finals. They saw Kevin Durant push himself out there. And now, of course, everyone would have been like, no, I wouldn't have had him out there. Kevin Durant didn't have the right information. If he had had the right information, he might have had a different result. In doing that, the Nets are approaching this a lot smarter. I believe they're going about it the right way. And it should be up to KD when he wants to step on the court based on, too, the decision that he made trying to play in the finals with the Warriors.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up the Jones fracture, see, because back in the 2014-15 season, he has that Jones fracture. He misses the first 17 games of the year, and then he comes back. Maybe came back early because 27 games played later, he has to have another procedure on the foot, and he misses the rest of that season. The only playoff run in his career he's missed the entirety of. Why? Because that foot did not fully heal. Kevin Durant is not an old man in NBA terms. I know we talk about Kevin Durant. The next time he takes the court, he's probably going to be 32 if he misses all of this season. But in today's NBA, with Kevin Durant he's 12 years in, with having the miles logged on his body, he expects to play another 5 to 7 seasons. The idea that he would jeopardize the back end of his career, jeopardize potential future MVP seasons, potential future championships to try to come back 30 or 60 days early, to me is unrealistic. The quickest we've ever seen an NBA player come back from this injury is 8 months. That would put him back February 10th. The more typical recovery is 9 to 10 months. That obviously would put it into March and then April. If he's not back with a month left in the regular season, then he's not going to play this year. So he would need to be back by before April, or else because they're not going to have him play 5 regular season games and then go into the playoffs. And if they're not in the playoff picture, this won't be a discussion. But I don't think anyone thinks the Nets, even if the Kyrie thing doesn't go great, that they won't be in the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference.
I wouldn't close the door on him playing, especially even if the team is going to the playoffs. Like Paul George, does he play a handful of games, 5 to 8 games before they go into the playoffs, and test how it is? I just wouldn't close the door on him. Modern-day medicine, everyone I've talked to, guys are recovering quicker. We don't see a lot of these Achilles injuries, so it's really hard to determine, oh, man, do I say, oh, he's like Dominique Wilkins was, 20 years ago? Or do I say Chauncey Billups a number of years ago, Rudy Gay? Every guy is different. The technology as far as Achilles and rupturing your Achilles is at an all-time high. So Kevin Durant, he will be ready. He will be cleared to do all physical contact, everything within 6 months. And after that 6 months, it determines the pain threshold, how's the recovery gone, and how does he feel on the basketball court.
Don't you think Kevin Durant maybe, I don't know, a little gun-shy to rush back or even to come back when he's given the all-clear, since the last time he was given the all-clear, even though we all assumed it was because the Warriors needed him sooner than perhaps he was ready to go, that he's a little worried about rushing himself back too soon because he just went through this injury after coming back a little too soon from an injury?
Well, I do not think he is going to rush back. And that's the word I keep keying on when we have this discussion. I do not think there is any scenario where Kevin Durant is going to play in an NBA game until he feels as confident as you can possibly feel.
So you don't think he felt confident coming back for the Warriors?
I think these are two different
totally
situations.
Different situation.
Yeah, I mean, he was, with the Warriors, he was dealing with a calf strain, a calf tear that could turn into a major injury. This is the major injury, and he's already suffered that one. To me, they're not comparative situations. And there was an expiration date on the NBA Finals. The earliest you would see him is the first week of February. The latest you'd see him is the first week of the following season. The question is, in that window between those dates, from basically February 10th to April 10th, can he get on the court before then? Because I think we both agree they're not going to have the first game he plays be in the NBA playoffs. So can he be back with 20 games, 15, 10 games left in next year's regular season?
One thing I do know, great athletes don't think like normal people. So conventional wisdom might be, I might rush myself back a number of years ago. But Kevin Durant is trying to come back and trying to say I'm the best basketball player in the world. I don't know anyone who's a high achiever in anything, and they don't rush any process. So I think the word rush is used the wrong way. If I'm rehabbing, I'm rushing that rehab so I can get back, regardless if I'm playing in a championship game or not. That's what makes athletes so special. Kevin Durant is going to, forget rush, push himself. All right? Jenna, you're a runner. You still work out. Your body's in pain. What do? You push yourself through. So us sitting back here saying, you think he's going to be a little gun shy, huh? Then we don't know athletes. We don't think like athletes think. And I'm not the athlete I used to, but I do know the mentality. And that does not die. Kevin Durant wants to be recognized as the best basketball player in the world. Kevin Durant still wants some respect for his game. That was part of the thing there in Golden State. This is Steph's team. People still don't respect my game, even after I beat LeBron 2 times in a row. So, yes, he is going to push himself. Rush, I don't think we should use that word because all athletes are pushed themselves to try to get back in the competition.
All right, Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.